Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in the cosmopolitan and dynamic city of New York, specifically in the Queens neighborhood. His life story began to take shape even before he was born, influenced by the successes of his family in the real estate sector. His father, Fred Trump, was a well-known figure in the business world and always tried to instill in young Donald the importance of hard work, determination, and courage. Fred's strict attitudes towards work ethics and discipline aimed to lay the foundation for a strong character in his son. However, this situation also created a burden in Trump's life. As he grew up under the expectation of success at a young age, it sometimes placed a heavy sense of responsibility on his shoulders. From a young age, Trump was filled with a desire to prove himself to those around him. Throughout his childhood, he began to exhibit leadership qualities. However, growing up in his father's shadow was a journey filled with many challenges. He constantly struggled to gain acceptance among other children. At school, his relationships with classmates were often complex. The deep-seated desire for acceptance made him a more cautious and careful individual. Yet, this sense of loneliness and exclusion fueled his ambition and determination, always wanting more. It became a powerful motivational force driving him toward success. In this context, Trump's life was filled with a quest for personal ambition and a search for his place within society. Eager to stand on his own 2 feet and find his identity at a young age, Trump gained his first work experiences while spending time in his family's business. However, he did not want to remain in his father's shadow. With a strong desire to establish his own brand, he joined the Trump Organization in the early 1970s and quickly began developing notable projects in Manhattan. During this period, Trump developed a unique style and approach in the real estate sector. However, the challenges he faced during this time revealed his determination and tenacity in pursuing his dreams. Behind each of his successes were experiences of disappointment, struggle, and sacrifice. Many times, the failure of his projects to deliver the expected success plunged him into deep despair. Nevertheless, he managed to rise stronger with each setback. This created a profound transformation in his character, particularly during his youth. Moments when he began to discover his entrepreneurial spirit marked significant turning points in his life. One day, Trump gathered all his strength to undertake a major project. After years of accumulation and effort, when the construction of Trump Tower was completed, it became not just a building but a symbol of his dreams coming to fruition. Such projects marked a new turning point in his career, establishing him as one of the leading business figures in Manhattan. However, this success did not resolve his loneliness. Over time, despite meeting more people in various aspects of his life, he continued to feel an internal void. These feelings brought him loneliness and anxiety. Despite being a successful businessman, he bore the weight of feeling alone even among crowds. From the outside, everything seemed to be going well. A luxurious lifestyle, great achievements, and a broad fan base. Yet, the inner conflicts he experienced were drowning him in deep loneliness. As the years went by, many aspects of Trump's life were shaped not only by his professional successes, but also by personal challenges. These struggles further strengthened his character. However, alongside these challenges, the disconnect he experienced in human relationships also plunged him into a deep loneliness. Each successful project made him shine outwardly, while deepening his inner turmoil. This situation gradually evolved into a greater anxiety that affected his mental state. Loneliness eventually enveloped him. It began to take a toll on his psychological condition. The decision to run for president marked a pivotal moment in his life. In 2015, many people did not take his decision seriously. However, Trump boldly stepped onto the stage, capturing the public's attention with his unique slogans. When he declared, "We will make America great again," he was also confronting the feelings of being lost within himself. Throughout the election process, the bonds he formed with his supporters made him feel that he was not alone. Seeing the enthusiasm of the crowd at each rally added meaning to his life. This was not just a political campaign. It was also a journey of self-discovery. His efforts to express himself in front of the masses alleviated his inner emptiness to some extent. When election night arrived, Trump's heart raced with excitement. As the results were announced, he felt victory draw closer. However, this victory presented him with an opportunity to confront his loneliness. While delivering his victory speech in front of hundreds of people, he found himself grappling with a complex mix of emotions. When he proclaimed, "I did it," he was also embracing the struggles within himself. This moment was not just a victory for him, it was a part of his journey to find his identity. In the midst of the crowd's enthusiasm, he tried to forget his loneliness, but the deep feelings he experienced carried a meaning beyond the victory itself. As his presidency began, Trump faced numerous challenges. Criticism, controversies, and polarization became inseparable parts of his life. However, even during this process, the courage and determination within him kept him standing strong. In every challenge, the loneliness and struggles he had faced in the past empowered him. The connections he formed during the election continued during his presidency. His supporters were not just a crowd, but a family to him. This bond somewhat alleviated his feelings of loneliness. However, every night as he lay down to sleep, that feeling of loneliness would come back to haunt him. Despite being a leader admired by many, he struggled to find inner peace. As his presidency drew to a close, the events of January 6, 2021, prompted him to question both his life and the future of the country. The attack on the Capitol was not only a political crisis, but also brought his inner conflicts to the surface. In that moment, he found himself reevaluating his identity and values. This incident reflected his ongoing struggle with loneliness. Even amid crowds, he felt a profound emptiness that left him pondering. With everyone's eyes upon him, he faced an inner loneliness that he could not escape. This situation deepened Trump's internal conflicts and led him to question his connections with society. Ultimately, Donald Trump's story is not only that of a businessman and politician, but also of a deeply emotional journey as a human being. His successes, struggles, and moments of loneliness shaped his complex character. Throughout every stage of his life, he sought to find inner peace and happiness. This journey taught him not only about victories, but also about the challenges that come with being human. Trump's narrative reveals the emotional depth behind success and the complexities of human existence. Despite achieving a success that many aspire to, his struggle to find inner harmony illustrates that accomplishments do not always equate to happiness. Trump's life serves as a story of not only great success, but also the inner conflict of a person facing his own loneliness and struggles. His experience reflects the emotional burdens carried by everyone. From this perspective, Donald Trump's life is a journey shaped not only by achievements, but also by losses and internal battles. The story resonates with the challenges faced by many individuals, making it even more meaningful. In this context, Trump's life contains crucial lessons on both individual and societal levels. Success is not merely about visible victories. True success lies in the ability to overcome personal struggles, anxieties, and feelings of isolation. This multifaceted life story is filled with similarities that many people find in their own lives, making Trump's narrative a reflection of not just an individual but also a society. Donald Trump's life can be seen as a summary of American culture and society. His story illustrates how individual ambitions intertwine with societal dynamics. Although his achievements and wealth are striking, the inner loneliness he experienced reflects a universal situation that many people encounter in their own lives. In this context, Trump's experiences encapsulate themes that impact not only his personal life but also the emotional worlds of many individuals. In conclusion, Donald Trump's life is a journey that transcends being a political figure. It delves into the complexities of the human experience. Everyone has choices they make, risks they take, and challenges they encounter in their lives. Thus, Trump's story is not just a tale of success. It is also a reflection of the intricate emotions and struggles that come with being human. His life represents a narrative of balancing success and loneliness, and the pursuit of finding that balance is a significant aspect of many people's lives. Ultimately, Donald Trump's life is a multi-layered and complex narrative of not only a leader, but also a human being. It is a story filled with loneliness, success, struggle, and the quest for inner peace. In this way, his life offers an opportunity for everyone to reflect on their relationships with themselves and their surroundings. This deep and multifaceted narrative sheds light on how each phase of Trump's life, each triumph, and each setback has influenced and shaped his identity. This complexity provides a mental depth for readers, allowing them to discover similarities they may find in their own lives.